Hello everyone, and today we're going to be showing a little fixture that we made to do these nose pieces on our squareness checker here, comparators. This is really a multi-use tool with this Noga arm attached to your indicator there. There's no adjustment in there, so I made this tool because I like this base, and I made a fine adjustment on the back. But I'll just show you the function of this tool for some of you that haven't seen it. So you can use it. One, you got a fine adjust right here, even though I don't have it on the Noga arm, and I don't like to adjust on the Noga arm because I don't have the fine resolution. I've tested many of them in the past, and if I have a real stiff indicator set up and compare it with some of the fine adjust on the Noga arms, what I have found is that the Noga arms, there's some little bit of flexing or whatever. I can get it zeroed in just perfect with the Noga arms, and then I can throw a real stiff indicator set up, and there's been times when I've been 5/10 out. And I'm not trying to bash Noga. I love Noga products, but I like the product that does not have the fine adjust here, so I built this unit so that I can have a fine adjust, but this is a rock solid fine adjust over here. I got a pivot point here. I got some die springs under here. Got a real fine adjust here. And with this Noga arm, the flexibility is quite amazing, the things that you can measure. But just to show you how nice and smooth that we are. You know, this is a 10th, well actually a 50 millionth indicator from 0 to 1. That's 1/1000ths right there. So each of these little hash marks on there is a 10th, and the little mark in between is 50 millionths. So I can use this and dial things in real nice. And so you can use this as just a surface check. And then the other thing that you can use with conjunction with the radius nose piece on there, you can set that up so you can actually check the squareness of your parts. Let's see if I can get this set up real quick. And you've seen some videos with this being demonstrated, but for those that are new, we'll just go over this a little bit. So basically what I'm doing, I'm pivoting on that radius, and I'm finding the high spot, the high reading on there, and setting my indicator to 0. And then you turn your part around if you want to see how square it is, and you find out the high spot. So let's just show you right there where the best I can see from this angle, just a hair under 0. From your angle it might be a little different. And from this angle it's less than 50 millionths total indicator reading on the squareness in that direction. So that means per side you're less than 25 millionths. And so you can use this to check your squareness of your parts. You can use it, and again, you can set it up if you want to come up and check the flatness of the part as well. You set it up, and you got your fine adjust. And then you can just slide your part under. So anyways, this is a product that we're making, and it's our newest product. There's been a lot of interest in it. We got quite a back order on them already. But what we're going to do is this nose piece right here. This nose piece is something that we just made one or two at a time in the past, and this is basically what it looks like. It rides in a slot. It gets precision ground in the back. It rides in the slot, so everything is set up right so that when I grind this radius, everything's lined up just right. It has one set screw in the front. The nice thing is you can pull this off. You can make all kinds of other type of attachments to go on the front of this unit as well, and we'll probably be doing some of that in the future. But anyways, we'll put a link into the video where we're showing where we're turning the radius and doing these as one-offs, and they take a little bit of time because you're setting up for one. And one of the keys to try to make these things economical for purchasing is to try to do batches of 10 or more at a time, and it's fixturing your work so that you can eliminate a lot of your setup. And so with this nose piece, we made a couple fixtures. We made one that we can use for grinding, and we made one that we're going to use for the machining of the radius. But the grinding, the radius, and machining, yeah, it's a real simple fixture. What you have, this has got to go out to heat treat. The slot is small right now, and there's a 1/4 hole, but that will get mounted in like so. And then this will get set up on our spin fixture. I can screw that right in with this 1/4. I'll have this hole opened up a little bit so that at that time I can use that to indicate to get everything nice and central, and that way we can have 4 of these mounted, and we can grind 4 of them. And so we made another block. These blocks are pretty much identical. The slots on this one is a little bit wider because we got grind stock on here, so that's why we have to make 2 fixtures, because we want to be able to rough this radius on instead of grinding all that stock. We want to be able to rough that on in the mill, and this is what we're going to show you today. We'll rough that out on the mill on that radius. And the nice thing about this, once I get set up, I can do 4 of these at a time. And so I have these 4 bolted on right now, and we're going to move over to the mill, and we're going to get set up there, and we're going to show you how nice this fixture works. Okay, what we have our block. We threw it on some parallels, tapped it down so that our parallels aren't moving, and so that we know that everything is squared up real nice. This fixture is designed so that this surface right here will ride on this surface, and there's clearance on these surfaces. So it's only this surface with the center with this mark that is going to line up. So what I'm going to do for now, because I don't have this hole finished out real good, I'll finish that out later a little bit bigger so I can use it to indicate with. But right now I'm just going to edge fine this surface and this surface, split the difference, this surface, split the difference, and then that way I'll be on the center of my part. What we have right now, we have our boring head, and because we're using a pretty good sized diameter there, you can see that I have a lot of off center off this bottom part of the boring head, and we're going to have a little bit of an interrupted cut, so we're going to take it nice and easy. But we're using a left hand boring bar in here. And the reason we're using the left-hand boring bar in here is because of the fact that this has got a threaded on arbor, and if we used a right-hand boring bar, what would happen on there is that there's a tendency it could loosen this up. And so we're going to just take light cuts with it. Actually, I'm going to set the feed rate a little bit lower here just because of the interrupted cut. So right now I'm just taking a real light cut, got my boring head set to 0 so I can see where I'm at. And we'll see if we can take off 25 thou per side without a problem. Makes a little bit of noise, but that's the nature of the interrupted cuts. So taking 50 total on the diameter, we'll take 25 per side. Take a blank pass up. And we got a full cleanup on there. And what I'll do, one of the other nice features about this is that because you're cutting multiple parts, I can actually check the diameter that I need over here, and I'm looking for 2,750. It looks like I got about, let me grab a different micrometer here. So we're 2,768, and what I'll do, we'll take off about 8 more thousandths, and that will leave us 5 thousandths grind on the radius is when we get to the grind stage, which will be later down the line after we get these heat treat. I'm going to adjust the feed rate a little bit slower here. And get a little better finish, although it's not that necessary because they will be ground. We're 2,760 and 5/10. So you can see how nice this fixture works. All they have to do is deburr these. These parts are ready to go out for heat treat. But here we got 4 for the price of 1 setup. And anytime you can use fixtures when you're doing multiple parts, they can really save you a lot of time. As well as, again, the convenience. Now I can measure this and know exactly where I'm at. So there's a lot of advantages if you use fixturing in your tools or projects where you have multiple parts. Well, that will be it for today. Thanks for watching.